Hi everyone, welcome back to Gussied.Up. My name is Kirsten. If this is your first video watching, thanks so much for watching. If this is not your first video, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you are continuing to enjoy these videos and are learning along with me. Today I'm going to be doing a soft glam date night look. I'm going to be doing a halo eye, I think, using the Black Widow palette from Ulta and Marvel. So if that's something that you think you would enjoy, please feel free to sit down, hang out, and let's get gussied up together. Alright, so to get started, because we are doing an eye look today, the first product that I'm going to be using is an eye primer. The primer that I like to use is the FARMASi Pro to Fit Eyeshadow Primer. And then I use a fluffy brush. This one happens to be slightly more dense than the others, but it's the one that I have on hand. And so we will get started. This is a pot primer, so it's a little bit thicker, which means that your eyeshadow is going to stick to it and is not going to crease. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I've said before and will say many times over that using a primer is important under your eyeshadows. It's really going to make the eyeshadows pop, but it's also going to keep them from creasing. If you use a concealer, concealers have oils in them to moisturize your skin and not get cakey for under the eye. They work for some people, but I do recommend using an eye primer, and this one from FARMASi is great. So it goes on like a dream and you put it all over the lid. If you're doing a more extreme eye look, you can bring it up all the way up to the brow like I just did, and you are good to go. Alright, so the first shade that I'm going to be using for the eye look is going to be shade Agent, which is this shade right here. And I am going to go in with this brush that I have. It's a fluffy brush, just tapered blending brush. And this one happens to be Ulta Black Widow. I got a brush when I got the palette. So we're gonna pop right in, or go right in with that color on the contour of the eye. And if you're not sure where the contour of your eye is, you take your brush, tap off the excess always, and if you have your eye partially open, where that crease is where the contour of your eye is. And you just kind of blend it out as you go. And it's okay to totally take this color up near your brow. You really want to have a nice blend of that. So alright, the next step is that we're going to deepen up the crease just a little bit. So what shade we're going to use is the shade called Fighter. And I'm going to go in with this smaller tapered blending brush. As you can see, it's quite a bit thinner, and that's really going to give us the closer application that we're looking for. And you're going to just put this in the crease. And bring it all the way around the eye. If you found that you've accidentally gone too high, you can always go back in with that other brush and fill out the top. And again, that's going to make sure that your eyeshadow is blended together, just in case you brought the inner contour too high. So the next shade that we're going to use is the shade Covert, which is this deep brown. And I am going to go in with a slightly larger tapered blending brush. And we are going to concentrate this on the outer portion of the eye. And as you can see, I use more of a tapping motion than I do a like kind of rotating or windshield wiper motion. Then you're also going to concentrate it on the inner portion of the eye, which is something that is unique to halo eyes, is that the halo is in the center of the eye, the bright color, the shimmery typically, but the dark is on the inner corner and the outer corner, where usually most eye looks you avoid getting darker colors on the inner corner. So I'm going to go in and add a little bit more of this lighter kind of brown shade, and then go back in to blend those together. And I am going to bring a little bit of this dark chocolate brown up over the top of the eye to kind of follow that contour a bit. So there is that. And now we'll just easily repeat this on the other eye. And again, we'll just fluff off any fallout that you might have. So that is the core structure of the halo eye. The next color that I think I'm going to go in with, and that is going to be the halo of the eye, is the shade Relentless. And nice and easy, I'm going to go in with my finger to do this. So I just dip my finger into the pan, you get some color on your finger, and then you just go directly in the center of the eye. And just kind of dab that on there. Make sure to bring it up just a little bit, about to where you still have a little bit of that chocolate brown as contour at the top. And then whatever you have left over on your brush from before, you can just kind of blend those two together. And repeat on the other side. Alright, so that is the core portion of the eye look, or the look in general for date night, of course, or staying in, having a drink with your girls, through Zoom, whatever you're doing nowadays. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of highlight. And now the cream highlight that I have is more of a pink tone. Because this eye look is more warm, I want to use a more golden or warm toned highlight. So I'm going to be using the highlight from Charlotte Tilbury, the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. It's got fancy packaging. Super fancy. So this is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow, and it has a gorgeous highlight. So I will use my small fan brush and dip in to the highlight, tapping off excess, and I will add that to the brow bone. Very nice subtle highlight. And then I'm also going to add that to the inner corner. I like to use this very small, dense brush. And you just go in and place that on the inner corner. Here we go. And again, repeat on the other eye. Alright, so that is our highlight. And next thing I'm going to do is brows. So I like to take the brow brush that I have. It's a Sonia Kashuk that I got from Target years and years ago. But you just put your brows together the way that you want them. And yeah. So for my brows, because I am doing a more glam look today, I am going to be using the FARMASi eyebrow pomade in the shade brown. And I have a brow brush here that has a tapered brow fill-in brush, and then the spoolie to brush out and define the brows. So we'll just dip in. To that, we will draw a line. Oop, a little thick there, but that's okay. We'll draw a line at the bottom of the brow. A line at the top of the brow. And I'm just following my natural brow line. And then you start filling in. And then you go and take the spoolie, and that's where it's really nice that where I had it really thick there on accident, you can just brush it out to be in the shape that you want it to be. And then once the brow pomade dries completely, it'll set your brows in place. So that is brow one. And I'm gonna quickly fill in one spot that I feel like I missed. There we go. And repeat on the other brow. I am going to use the ExtremeCurl mascara today for super curled and long lashes. It is my favorite mascara for long curled lashes or a glam look, because I can't really get falsies on. I just can't. So again, favorite tip of mine for mascara, this wand currently has tons and tons of product on it, so I am going to wipe that baby off. And this not only will save you product so that you can use this product for longer, but it will also give you a more clean look with better results and no spider lashes. Mama don't like those spider lashes. So you'll just go in and wiggle through your lashes until you get them to the look that you like. Don't forget the outside of your lashes. Ignore the screaming children. I live outside of an elementary school, so, you know, children. Alright, so that is the lash. You can see quite a major difference between this eye and that eye. And if you find that you have gotten any product on your lid, you can just go in with a brush with the shade that you've already used and clean it up, or you can take a Q-tip if it's not coming off and it's outside of your color, and voila. And as you can assume, repeat on the other eye. Alright, so we have our eyes done, our brows done, and now we are going to go into the face. So today I don't want a full coverage look, so it's a first date, so we're not gonna scare the man completely, not yet. So, and also just a note, I will do the under eye portion of my eye, the under eye. I'm going to do the under portion of the eye with the additional shadows and mascara after I do my foundation. I'm actually going to be using a tinted moisturizer today. I am using the Be-Fit Tinted Moisturizer. It is a tinted moisturizer that is supposed to be more sweat and water resistant, so I'm going to be using that today because that's what I got. So it's either that or foundation, and like I said, I don't want to completely catfish the man, as people call it, just because you're wearing makeup. Also, let's talk about that for a second. If people talk to you about how you wear too much makeup or, you know, whatever, and that like you really shouldn't, girl, do your thing. Wear the makeup the way that you want to wear it. Don't wear it if you don't want to. Makeup is about empowering yourself and enjoying the creativity and the just boldness of it all. So go bold, go natural, go over the way that you want to, but do what you want. Don't listen to what other people have to say. So that's my 2 cents. So today I'm going to be using a beauty blender. It is damp, of course, and I'm just going to add that right to the top and just add that all over. And then start tapping that in. Now you can also use a brush for this if you like. If you do, use like a stippling brush, or yeah, more like a stippling brush or a buffing brush, and dab it on similar to how I'm doing with this. You just kind of dab and you can pull a little bit, but that's the best way to put it on. Alright, once you have your tinted moisturizer on, and again, the tinted moisturizer is great for covering up some redness. As you can see, I had some redness in my face here, and that's pretty much gone. Yeah, that's all I got. So the next thing that I'm going to use is the full stick, or full coverage stick concealer in the shade 03. So it looks like a lipstick. And I'm just going to add that to the inner corner and the outer corner. And we are going to cover up them dark circles without looking like a hot mess. So I'm going to take this deluxe crease brush. I really don't use it for that often, but I'm going to take this brush and just start packing that in and bringing it a little bit in the center. I should have not put it on both sides already so you could see the difference, but the point really is not to 100% cover as much as it is to add highlight to the eye that makes it Well, that's the entire point of contour and highlight, actually, is to add light and darkness to the face in the correct areas to basically disguise any discoloration. It's not 100% covered up. So doing the whole like V and everything, you don't need to, you're just using extra product and probably getting cakey, which my face is so dry that pretty much everything looks cakey on me if I go a little too heavy-handed. But also do what works for you. So that is that. I'm gonna add a little bit more here. And the nice thing is we are going to be adding some shadow to the under eye here, so it will also help mask that. But that is the core idea of using concealer under the eyes to mask dark circles. And again, you can still see mine, I have them, but really, they're never gonna go away. So, so I am going to do a little bit of contour today. So I am going to take the contour stick from FARMASi. It's in this little compact. It is a stick, so get my hair out the way. Perhaps, if we can, we may not be able to. There we go. So if you are looking for your contour or where you're going to apply the contour, right there. Basically it like matches that line. So I'm going to take this stippling brush. It's from Mex Studio. I got it at Marshall's. And you're just going to buff that in. And you will buff it towards the hairline. You don't want to come down, and you don't want to bring it down. Basically, down in either direction, don't do it. Down towards the mouth, down towards the chin. And then when you have it all buffed out, you should have a fairly good looking cheek. And repeat. Alright, so that is our contour. I'm going to go in with a blush now. I'm going to use the shade Biscuit from FARMASi. And I use this multitask brush from Real Techniques. And it's very similar to my contour shade. And if you feel you went a little too heavy-handed, that's totally okay. You can go back in with your blending beauty blender, beauty sponge, whatever you're using. And you can go back over that. I also really like to go in with my beauty sponge anyway. I happen to be using a beauty blender, so, but I really like to go in over especially any powders that I put on my face with the beauty blender because it just kind of melds the powders and everything together, so that's what I like to do. So now for highlight, I am going to take the same Charlotte Tilbury highlighter as well as this large Sculpt and Highlight fan brush. And add pat that to the tops of the cheeks. As well as to the outer portion of the brow bone. A little bit to the Cupid's bow. A little bit to the nose. I also realized I forgot to contour the nose because I always forget, but let's do it anyway. So it's also the great thing about makeup is if you miss something and you're not too far along, you can always go back and do it. And for contour the nose, you just kind of buff it up and down, back and forth, a little bit of circular motions, and as long as you don't use too much, which one stripe of concealer or of the contour stick is enough and you're good to go. There we go, we're a little bit more contoured. And then again, I am going to go in over my highlight with the Beauty Blender. And now we have a really gorgeous highlight, and we good. So, under eye, we are going to go back in with the Black Widow palette. We are going to take the shade Covert. And to do that, I'm going to take this not tapered, I guess it's tapered, but like a dense blending brush. It's the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS11. Not that any of you care. And we're just going to add that to the outer and the inner corner of the eye. You can just pop it in. You don't want to rub it around, otherwise you're going to get fallout. And I brought it a little bit too far down. So I'm going to use a smaller brush. Here we go. So it looks a little bit intense, but that's okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to take another brush, and this one's a little bit dirty. I actually just found this eyeshadow. It's not a cleaner, but it takes out the other powder, so if you need to, you can reuse it. So you just kind of circular it around. And clean your brush. So we are going to then go in with the shade Fighter, which is this shade here. And we will put a little bit of that underneath the whole eye. Here we go. And then the last thing that we are going to do is we are going to apply the shimmer shade that we have in the center, which was Relentless. We are going to take another dense packing brush that is still thin and put that in the center of the eye. And there's that. Once you are done with that part of the eye, you're going to fix your brow that's hanging down. Alright, good to go. And then I'm going to take the Zen Mascara, which I love this for more natural days where you want longer lashes at the top, on the top of your normal eyelashes. But because it has the short bristles and the long bristles, I like to use the short bristles as my, that part of my eye, the under eyelashes. Alright, so there is the full look minus the lip. So the lip shade that I'm going to be using today is the shade Nude Essence from FARMASi. And I'm just cleaning off, again, all of that excess, because if you put on only the amount that you need, you will get like more long-lasting and more smudge-proof lipstick. And I'm just wiping off the chapstick that I had on. And I like to start from the bottom lip and smush the lips together and then fill in the places that I was missing. And the reason I do that is because, again, you use more little product. Little, less product, less product. And the last product that I will be using today is the Makeup Time Locker from FARMASi. You just shake that baby up and spray all over. And don't breathe in. And because I don't like to wait for it to dry, I like to use my Dollar Tree fan. Which, by the way, I got this eyeshadow remover for the brushes from the Dollar Tree as well. And it works great. It allows you to switch colors if you are limited on brushes. Still clean your brushes. I'm bad at that, but alright, so that is the finished look. What do you guys think? Take your hair down. And that is the finished look. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. I personally think halo eyes are really, really easy. It just takes a little bit of practice, but they can be as simple as you want them to be. You don't have to do the additional contour shades. You can just use the dark color on the outer and the inner corner, and then the more sparkly or shimmery shade, the lighter shade at least on the center of the eye. They can be as simple as you want, but overall I think this turned out really well. It's a nice warm toned makeup look for a first date or one of many dates. So if you enjoyed this look, please make sure to like, comment, or share. If you're not already, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Gussied.Upp. If you have any requests for makeup you'd like me to try, please shoot me a message and I would be happy to try out that look for you and walk you through that. But thanks again for hanging out and getting Gussied Up with me. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you again soon. Bye!